Thank you everybody for being on the call this night, maybe this morning if you come from overseas. Today we have something that we have worked on since December, so it is now March, and for about 3 months I met Mary. Actually we started Skype contact in December, and we were both a good fit for expanding, delivering good service to my members. And for you guys who doesn't know Mary, I think Mary, you can introduce yourself your best, and then I will hand over the screen to you.
For sure. Thanks, Jack. Whenever.
So maybe you tell a little bit about yourself, and then
okay, sure, yeah. No, I wasn't sure if you had finished. I can't see anybody in the question box, so
okay.
I hope everybody can hear me.
I can make you presenter, or make presenter, I think. Okay. So you have all.
Yeah, I think I can see it now. Okay, thanks. Alrighty. So, is everybody excited about this evening's webinar? I know I certainly am. The first time that I really get to talk fully about retargeting, which has become my passion. So just a little bit about me. I got interested in the internet way back I guess in the 1990s when Corey Rudel was still alive, and Corey was kind of a pioneer and really a master in the industry. And while it was fascinating what Corey was doing and all this internet stuff, it was all HTML coding, and boy, that is so not me. As Jack will testify, techie is not Mary. So anyway, I sort of stayed in touch, just kind of, it was interesting. And I had been involved in network marketing, and my husband had been involved in the insurance industry, and we decided that we would retire in early 2003, and we would simply go and travel North and South America and wherever our footsteps led us. And so we did that for a period of time. And then we had an unfortunate incident in our retirement plans when we ran into one of these scamsters. I'm sure many of you have heard of Bernie Madoff, and Madoff with a lot of other people's money. And so that kind of threw a monkey wrench into our retirement plans. So we came back to Canada and decided to regroup. And I went back to looking at the internet and decided that this time it was way friendlier, and certainly didn't require the coding and all the rest of it. So I started to do the typical things that I'm sure many of you have started to do, and figured I'd do affiliate marketing, and did some of that, a little here, a little there, and bought a lot of shiny objects. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. And this fall, I got involved with real-time bidding, and that was just mind-boggling for me, and definitely changed everything as far as I was concerned. This was a huge opportunity that had fallen in my lap, and I could see the potential. Now I was at the beginning of AdWords. You know, way back when some of the people you've probably seen on webinars and stuff talk about when you could buy almost any AdWords word for, you know, 5 cents, maybe 50 cents a click, not $50. And this is where we are with real-time bidding. We're just at the very start, when there's real opportunity. And so I started talking to Jack, who had also gotten kind of enchanted with real-time bidding, but hadn't really done a lot with it. And we decided that there was lots that we would like to do together, and I could kind of be the catalyst for making him get to understanding more of it and getting more involved. So that's what we've done. And if there's no questions, I'd just like to start on my presentation. So as you can see on my screen, I hope you can see on the screen, can you just tell me if you can see my screen which says retargeting, your prospect is a moving target?
Yes, they can.
Okay, good. And with any luck, my screen will move. Not so lucky. Well, okay, we'll do it this way. So what we want to cover tonight, first of all, we want to talk about what is retargeting. We want to talk about why anybody wants to retarget.
You can make it big.
We want to talk about what, yeah.
And then do page down and page up.
I can make it.
You can make on the right.
Okay, let's.
We are 81%.
Otherwise, it's harder to see. Yeah. Okay.
And then you do page up and page down.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're right. Thank you. I'll get used to it. Alrighty. So we want to look at what can retargeting do for you personally or for your clients. Retargeting platforms, what's involved in retargeting, the creatives. Creatives are banners, and of course we're talking about display type advertising, the kind of thing that happens on Facebook and now in real-time bidding. We're going to talk about setting up a campaign, and then we're going to talk about the that we can offer to you, what that involves. So what's retargeting? Well, retargeting is basically, I'm sure you've all seen it, when you're surfing the web, the e-commerce sites have really adopted retargeting. So if you've been looking at a new computer, or you've been looking at the latest iPad, or you've been looking at a set of speakers, lo and behold, when you go off to look at the news or check out the sports, guess what? All of a sudden, those speakers that you were looking at, oh, there's an ad for them. And then you go off and you do something else, and you go to one of your favorite sites, and oh, look at that. There's an ad for those speakers again. Well, that's retargeting. You have been cookied, and now they are going to show you what they think you are interested in. And there's nothing particularly nefarious about it. There's no stalking involved. It's a snippet of code, and people don't get too aggressive with it because you can make it really, really objectionable and obnoxious. And we want to talk about that in our training, because we don't want to do that with people. We want people to love us. That's why they'll do business with us. So retargeting is really the act of encouraging people to return to your website over and over once they've interacted with your site or your capture page or any web property where you have placed a pixel. And what's interesting is that it makes absolutely no difference how they've gotten to that page in the first place. So, for example, if you sent somebody from Craigslist to a page where you had a retargeting pixel placed, they still would give data to that retargeting pixel, and as they carried on about the web, they would see information, your banners, about that page again and again. Retargeting is a wonderful way for people to be able to protect their investment, to increase their return on investment up to 10 times, maybe even more. It certainly adds attention to the mix. We're now going into things about display and real-time bidding, is that it actually takes us into 98% of the websites online. And that's a pretty large number. So there's absolutely no chance that you are not going to be able to show your information who have visited your It's a wonderful opportunity for nurturing a conversation to conversion. And I'm sure you are all aware that about 99% of visitors to a site, some spend look at a couple of pages and then leave, but right now, those people that leave are gone forever, and they're never going to have another chance with them. And yet we know from the science of selling that it takes up to 13, 15, 18 touches before people really get so comfortable that they want to do something with you, whether it's give you their email and their name, whether it's to come into your store and buy from you, whether it's to pick up the phone. So this is a huge opportunity and really different, because now you don't get stuck just with that one-time visit. You have the chance to bring them back and get them familiar with you. You can use retargeting instead of email. I don't know how many of you know, but I know with my own email, man, there's lots of times I don't have time to hardly get there at all. So if somebody's trying to send me a message or tell me about something exciting by email, they're going to have a tough time. And I think that we're beginning to do that a lot, just kind of shut out our email. Well, instead of just relying on email, you can use your retargeting creatives and tell people about what you were trying to send them by email. That's one of you in conjunction with email. So we have two basic retargeting platforms that I'm sure and we want to talk about and set up some retargeting campaigns in Facebook. They're getting more and more open to that sort of thing, and now they've even got their pixels that'll bring people back from websites. So that's interesting, and certainly something that we'll be okay, did I say something bad, Jack? Just choking. Form, which
I was
is
muting
display
you, but
advertising. And
do you have your Skype off, Mary? Did you close it, Skype? Your upload speed?
yes, I did.
Okay. Completely sign out. I think you
Okay.
Skype and then sign
right,
out.
Sorry. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Now it wants to sign back in. Go away. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So we have the display banners, and basically there's 4 different sizes that you use. You're only seeing 3 here, but there's lots of different sizes that you can use, but there's 4 that are really, really common. Anyway, we'll be going through get to the training. So bidding. Real-time bidding is sort of like the stock market, but for ads and banners. We talk about impressions, and when I try to tell my friends about this, this is where their minds get absolutely boggled, because every publisher has an opportunity to put on their websites, publishers being people who have web properties, some advertising. And in the past, you used to make deals with people, or you used to make deals with Google, and Google would put certain ads up on your site. And then it got to be more fluctuating, and there got to be more changes, and Google got to the display platform, and things were starting to change, and Google actually was the first time to really jump into this real-time bidding model. And we use Google's data. We also use Facebook's data. We also use data from many of the big news sites, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, So we use a lot of data, and all of these websites have a chance to come to an ad exchange and say, okay, these are the spaces that we have available on our website that we would like to make some money from. So if you have an advertiser who has a banner, we'd be pleased to give them a space. So the publisher comes to the ad exchange, and the advertiser, that's a lot of you and me, come to the display side platform. And that's what Jack and I are offering with Rainmaker Clicks. So the display side platform is what in fact puts up the banners. So it interacts with the ad exchange. So the ad exchange says, okay, I've got this site, it'll take a 300 by 250 banner. Okay, great. And you say, oh, okay, we'd like to be on that site, and suddenly the deal is made. So that's real-time bidding. Now, real-time bidding takes place impression by impression by impression. Millions, billions of impressions go through a day, 50 billion in a day. And yet each single impression is dealt with at the ad exchange. So you see in this picture, I hope you see in this picture, Sally, who's coming to her computer, and she's clicked on a link. Now, Sally, who you never know the name of, all you get are attributes. Sally lives in Boston. She's clearly female. She has a newborn baby, and she really is interested in things that are above the fold. She's kind of browsing. So she's kind of in a hurry looking through for different things that might be suitable for her baby. Now, at the same time that Sally's attributes come to the ad exchange, so does the site data. So what's coming up here is an e-commerce site. They get about 450,000 visitors a month, and they are largely female, 32 to 37 years old, frequently new mothers, and lo and behold, isn't it wonderful? What they have available is an ad impression for above the fold. So all of a sudden, the ad exchange goes out and the various display side platforms kick in, and somebody bids $1. That would actually be per CPM, so it's a little wrong for an impression. But anyway, they bid $1. That gives them that impression, and so a closed ad is shown. Somebody else bids 50 cents, and they get to display a car seat ad. But there's no bid for the third piece, so there's just going to be a space in that website that gets displayed. But what's remarkable and what shocks people is that there's no ads sitting on websites anywhere in the universe anymore. They're all just little pieces of data that are being exchanged over and over again. Thousands.
Your voice dropped a
And
second.
this may be true for your clients. Oh, sorry. You spend a lot of time and money, or your clients spend a lot of time and money creating their audience, their clients, their customers, their patients, and growing their business. And search engines like Google don't care. They do what is best for them, not for you, not for your client, just for them. And social platforms like Facebook, they don't care either. So if you or your clients are dependent on one of these social platforms or search engines, your business can be gone in a flash. You know, I mean, how many pandas and penguins and hummingbirds, farmers, I mean, every time I turn around, there's a new weird word out there, and all it means is that Google has passed yet one more proclamation, and everything's changed. Gosh, I can remember when you didn't even have to have quality scores to put ads on your site. Well, that day went by. So what we can do by retargeting is we can protect our investment, so that if Google decides that they need to have a dumbbell change here in what they're doing, well, we won't care, because we won't be the dumbbell at the end of their change. The other thing is that we start to be able to fish in a much bigger pond. You know, when you're talking SEO or PPC or email, it's really kind of a small pond now. And what we open up by going into real-time bidding is a much bigger pond, because now we've got the whole display advertising world. Like I said, 98% of the sites out there make space for banners through these ad exchanges, and also, of course, social. And display is absolutely huge and growing. I thought you'd never ask the question. So display is absolutely everywhere your prospects are. So there's 3.5% of your prospects, but this is cumulative, okay, end up in search display. 8.3% email, 22.7% in the social networks, and 65.5% other sites. So you put those all together, and you're about 97, 98% of everything that's available online. And what's great about real-time bidding is that as the data gets taken care of and we have the capacity to make it more available on other kinds of devices, we're now moving into mobile, we're now moving into video. They're talking about it with the new advent in heavy data television. They're talking about it with respect to radio. So this is definitely at the cutting edge here. But what we care about, is what retargeting can personally do for you or for your clients. So Jack and I were doing a campaign for our webinar here, and we ran a simple campaign where we did some retargeting. And I'm sure you can't see this, but you'll see it in a document that we'll show you shortly. By doing this, our retargeting click-through rate was over 4.3, and when we were doing just the basic targeting and sending people to a site for the first time, it was in the neighborhood of 0.014. So opportunity is to actually get much more engagement, because people are becoming familiar with your banners, they're becoming familiar with your name, they're becoming familiar with your message. That's the huge when they click, they probably get offered an opportunity to join something for free. And what you're asking them for is the email, starting to establish brand awareness and letting people know what it is that you do.
So sometimes Mary is dropping up, but I think that doesn't, Mary, you're dropping sometimes out because your voice, you cannot change that. That is just the internet connection. But that gives the members the opportunity to enter a question in, and I can answer them during your presentation. Okay?
Okay, great. All right, so you know, they come into the top of your funnel, and we're all aware of that. They sign up for our email list. Now, the great thing is, of course, if we are running a retargeting campaign, even though they come look at our opportunity to sign up into our list and dash away without doing so, we still have them now on our retargeting pixel. So we can offer them different creatives, we can offer them a different message, we can bring them back to different parts of the funnel, and we can actually, with our data and our analysis, figure out where they left. Maybe they came in, they did one or two things and left before finishing going through the funnel, before they actually got to the point where they'd actually buy something from us. So what's great is that we can retarget them all the way as they proceed through our funnel, and we can bring them back. We can bring them back to exactly where they left it. I mean, car dealers are ecstatic about this, because if they left the funnel when they were looking at red Toyota minivans, I don't know if Toyota has a minivan, but if they did, we could bring them back and show them a red Toyota minivan and bring them right back and give them, put them in place again. Because we live in a crazy world. You may be looking at your minivan, you may be super interested, but all of a sudden the phone rings, or the baby cries, or somebody needs you to go somewhere else, or it's time to pick up the kids from school, and boom, you're gone, and now you forgot what you were doing. But we can bring you back, because the minute you get online again, we'll be there with our retargeting banners. Of course, in retargeting, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, we'll spend some time during the training, but we measure and optimize everything. You want to look at the size of the creative, the message, the color, etc., etc. And as we kind of talked about, retargeting and email are one of the most powerful forces that you can put together, because email can be ignored. It's kind of like if I wanted to drive people to this webinar and I was afraid that they hadn't opened my email, well, I could put out a banner that said, don't forget the webinar tonight, click here, and send them to the link for the webinar. And that's what people are starting to do. So it's a wonderful combination, and the click-through rates and the conversion rates are soaring as a result of it. And two more ways to retarget. Whoops, sorry. So those are all what we call first-party retargeting, because that's really been off your own traffic. So however much traffic you have had is exactly how much traffic you will be able to retarget. But there's lots and lots of other ways to get retargeting traffic, and we're going to talk about those in the training. Two quick ones that you'll be pretty familiar with are search retargeting. So now this is not searching for you, this is searching based on a keyword. So with the search retargeting that we can do with our platform, we can go in and find people who have been interacting with and going through websites looking for information based on a purchasing keyword. Now the big thing about these people is that they're quite far down the funnel. When you start with real-time bidding, often you start with people who are not only vaguely beginning to interact and think about purchasing something or going to a store. And you have a lot of time to actually educate and work with them. When you get to search retargeting, you're getting people who are much deeper in the funnel because they've already been looking for information based on that keyword. So we can pick them up and get them to a decision much faster, which is why it's called retargeting, because basically they've been searching for our information. They didn't know we existed, but we're going to pick them up and explain to them with our banners and with our information why we were the answer they were looking for. And so you buy data, because this is now third-party data that's made available to you based on searches that occurred. And then the second kind of retargeting that we'll be talking about is contextual or content retargeting. And again, this is third-party data. So from third parties, they know what kind of information people have been looking at when they have been on sites. We can go and tell this third party what kind of content we have on our site and what kind of content seekers we'd like. And we pick up the information that they have, the data they have available from what people have been doing on various websites. We can tap into it, and now we can target those people and take them perhaps from the site they were looking at over to our site and convert them. So those are two forms of retargeting that actually require third-party data, not just first-party data. The great thing about first-party data, which is your own data, and this is extremely powerful when you've got a client who's been in business for a while and they have a lot of traffic. I mean, sometimes they might have 20,000, 40,000, 80,000, 100,000 uniques in a month. And those people, their first-party data, I mean, they are so worried that their site is going to run afoul of maybe Google or run afoul of some social engine or somebody's going to change the rules. Well, if they knew that they could put all their data, all their clients' data onto a pixel that they would have forever, so that if something went wrong, they don't have to worry. They can simply use that first-party data that they've got on their pixel, send a few banners out, and bring those people right back to their site. If you read any of my ad material or promotional material for this, one of the things I said that we'd tell you the secret was, what 5 words can you say to an owner that will absolutely thrill them to bits? They will be so happy because they can't believe anybody could say this to them. And those 5 words are, I can protect your investment. Because you can protect their investment in all this website by putting that data onto a pixel. And now no matter what update Google comes up with, no matter what happens, even if their shop were to shut down for a few weeks because there was a fire or a flood, you have that data protected. They can be up and reacting with their customers again the minute they can go back online. So they are no longer dependent on anything. And that's got to be an incredible gift that you can give to any site owner. And there's only really 2 parts to retargeting. There's the creatives, which are the banners. Now, banners are actually really important because the message you want to convey has to be consistent with where you are picking them up from in your funnel. So just in the basic example of somebody going to a squeeze page, you can pick people up as they go to the squeeze page, and you can pick people up on a different pixel after they have actually filled in their information and gotten to the thank you page. Clearly, those 2 parties don't want to be shown the same banner again in the future. The ones who have not completed whatever you wanted them to do on the squeeze page and have not given you the information you were looking for, they need to be driven back to that again, or perhaps to something similar, to see if they will interact with it and this time give you their information. And of course, as they become more familiar with you, they get to see more about you. You don't seem like so much of a scary stranger. Now they become familiar, and that's the benefit of repetition. And of course, in the meantime, you're also branding in their minds who you are and what you are. And so they start to become very familiar. Now, once they've actually interacted with your information and given you some of that information, now you want to target them with something new. Maybe you take them to another handout, which will give them even more information. Or maybe now you want to invite them to a webinar that will give them a lot of information. Or maybe you want to invite them to come into the store for a special or give them a particular coupon. But it's great because now you've got two audiences and you know those two audiences and you design your creatives to deal with the audience that you're dealing with. And then the other thing that of course you need is you need a display side platform, because something has to interact with those ad exchanges, and that's the DSP. And that's what Rainmaker Clicks is, and that's what we want to make available to you. So that's really about it. We of course want to tell you how you can get involved with us, and we'd invite you to go to rtbmasters.com. That's rtbmasters.com. I'm sure Jack can put that into the box, and I'll take you there just to show you what kinds of things you'll see when you get there. So here we are now. That was what Jack had up in the first place, is you can see.
Does everybody has the link? I put it in the chat box. But if you are on a mobile device, you might not get it. If you don't see the link, just type it in the chat box and I will send it to you privately. Okay, go ahead.
It's rtbmasters.com. And of course it starts out with attention marketers. Tired of driving traffic with little or no results? Learn to target, retarget, and convert, which is what we've been talking about. And when you get there, and you can see the data on our campaign that we were running and the tests that we were doing. And we'll be talking about that because, of course, I've got lots of information that I can show you, because one of the fabulous things, and I'll just flash this up for a second, don't be shocked, because this is the kind of report that we can purchase was, and more importantly, it tells you the domain name. So it actually will show you where your parties picked up your pixel and what they did with it. And one of the things that we have an opportunity to do as we begin to our pixel and where they're giving the best interaction with our information is we can actually site target, and that's just part of the fabulous information that we get. So not to scare you, I just thought you might be interested to see one of the reports that we can get. Oh, this is just a simple display that here there's a 4.3% click-through rate. And this was, I think, Jack, I think it was like 2 or 3 days in. So, I mean, it's amazing how fast people start to become more familiar and more content with you as they start to see your banner more and more and more. And I'm very careful that as I put it out, I put a very low cap on it so that people are not being barraged with my banners all the time. I got involved with is and the first is our access to training once per week, and for the first 100 members who sign up, It's absolutely free. This is a beta program. We're asking you to be our partners. We want feedback from you. We want to know where we can improve it, what's working, what isn't working, what more you'd like to know. So we're giving you a chance to get involved and start interacting with us and interacting with the program, interacting with the software, seeing more about it, and we're giving that to you free to begin with. And our program, of course, talk about much more in detail how retargeting can help you or help your clients. What is the retargeting pixel and how does it work? As I was just saying, there's different pixels we can put on. We can put different pixels on different pages. We can bring people back to different pages, and that's all very exciting. We'll show you how to create a retargeting pixel and where you place it, how you get it set, how you test it to make sure that it's working, and what types of things you should do when you're retargeting your audience. And the great thing about retargeting is that, and you'll sometimes hear it referred to as building an invisible list. So now you don't have to just rely on the list that you build with your autoresponders. You've now got this invisible list. People who are becoming familiar with you, people who are beginning to trust you, people who are beginning to know what sorts of things you offer. And maybe the first time that you interacted with them, it just wasn't interesting to them, or the timing was wrong, or they had something else that they were doing, or a lot of different things could happen. But as they see your banners more and more and more, now they're going to consider you part of their family. Oh yeah, those guys. Oh yeah, I really like what they do. Oh, and you start to feel very familiar with it. That's how we build an invisible list. And this for businesses can be absolutely dynamite because all of that data is first-party data. They don't have to buy that. All they have to buy is the traffic. And traffic right now, as you saw from that quick snapshot, is very, very inexpensive. Uh-oh. I hope I'm not experiencing network difficulty. It suddenly came up that I was.
No, you're still good.
And I have everything out. Okay, great. Just suddenly came up that I had a problem. Okay, so that's your invisible list. That's really how we can use retargeting to protect our website and our online business. And, of course, cost-effectively build your brand. I mean, people really start to become familiar and start to go, oh, yeah, I like those guys. Oh, let's see what they're doing today. And they'll come over, and all of a sudden you'll have more traffic coming in to visit your site, even though you might not get it off a banner, but they will just kind of, who are those people? Oh, yeah, I remember. And they'll go to your site anyway. So we're using retargeting to really remarket to our target audience. And you can use this pixel for anything. You don't have to use it all the time for exactly the same thing. And we've got some strategies that will allow your clients to even share their pixel because maybe the attributes of their clientele would be completely suitable for another client. And they can take advantage of that and actually allow people to use that first-party data or perhaps kind of exchange data from different targeting pixels. So there's lots of exciting things that we can do with it. So we want to talk about how do email and retargeting work together. We want to talk about retargeting with other marketing because it's really a powerful message. As I said, it doesn't matter where your traffic starts from, if it comes in from Craigslist, if it comes in from a postcard, door-to-door mailer that you've been sending out. How it gets to your site in the first place makes absolutely no difference. When it gets there, we can capture the data on that pixel, and now we can retarget people no matter where they go on the web. So that's pretty incredible. And we'll, of course, for people who are wanting to take this out and use it to sell to people, their clients, we'll definitely work on some of the aspects of reselling. People who have started to take retargeting into their clients have found a absolutely welcome reception because people are starting to be retargeted and they have no idea how this is happening. But when they realize that you're going to show them how they can do it, they get pretty excited. So it's a great opportunity. We also are going to talk about things like getting to the decision maker, taking, having the authority and taking frame control of conversations, what you can offer, setting up your presentation. So we're going to do a lot of the things that will make sure that you are completely comfortable when you go out with your clients. We don't want people to go out there going, oh my God, what if I get it wrong? I'm not sure. Oh gosh. So we're going to help you take care of all that. And of course, we've given you access to the RTB Masters Facebook group. So you'll be able to ask us questions. Jack and I will be in there. And, it'll be very live time. And hopefully, it'll be a lot of fun. That's my goal. So do we have any questions there before I go on with the next? Jack, are there any questions?
Yeah. Do you move through each level at your own pace? I don't know if he means quick overview. Yes, Mary will go over each level, I think, correct?
Yeah, the other thing is that you're not stuck. You don't have to finish level 1 to go into level 2. As a matter of fact, I expect people won't. I just want you to know that you will have access to, there's level 1, level 2, level 3. You can have access to all 3 levels at the same time for the price of the level 3. And that's where, we may be doing something in the level 1 that you really want to hear about. Well, of course, you're welcome. I've set up, webinars. We'll be doing webinars Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so the different groups will be at different times. So people will be able to come and move back and forth and pick up all the information, because I'm going to be talking about very different things in the 3 levels, just to make it so that people who only want to be in the first level or just basic in getting started aren't overwhelmed with information that's over their heads. On the other hand, I want to make sure that everybody has access to that foundational information, and we go completely through that program, because hopefully I've managed to put a lot of valuable information in there, and I don't want anybody to miss any of it. Did that answer the question, Jack? Any more questions? Did I lose you? Hello?
No, you didn't lose me,
Oh,
but
no,
when I'm typing, I put the sound off. So.
Oh, okay, good. All right, no problem. I just wanted to be sure I hadn't lost you, because I can't see the questions.
You just want to go over each level, I think.
Yeah, okay. So with level 2, we'll be setting up and running a retargeting campaign. And that level is going to cost $47 a month. And of course, you get access for as many clients as you want for that $47 a month. And this is a pretty incredible software. It's $3.73 million so far for development costs, and it's going up all the time. So it's constantly being tweaked and things are being improved. And of course, if you see things that you think we can do better, we'd like to know about it. You will get access to these huge data banks, Google, Facebook, Bing, Yahoo, MSNBC, Weather.com, Fox News, eBay's data. I mean, all these big players are out there. Amazon's data, all the data is out there, and you'll have access to it all. So it's pretty incredible. be working with you to help you set up, and you'll have access to set up unlimited retargeting campaigns for yourself and for others. Which, for the local people, it's really fantastic how granular we can take geo-targeting. If you've got a client who knows that their clients come from a 5-block area in some small town in the United States, kind of tiny target market, but on the other hand, it's going to be extremely inexpensive, and it will be extremely targeted. Geo-targeting is really interesting, and we can add that to any of our retargeting campaigns. We'll also talk about day parting, and day parting, once you've got your campaign running, what you get to do is you get to see the times that most people are on. And if the times show that people are on between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. and after 5 p.m. hardly anybody's on, well, then there's no point in running your ads. You just simply cut off your ads at 5 p.m. and turn them on again for 7 a.m. The idea with real-time bidding is that as you get more data and get more information, you really can refine the client and never pay for advertising to somebody who is not your client. We'll also get access to inventory targeting. And I mentioned it just a tiny bit when I brought up that huge sheet of gigantic information that I got from one transparency report I pulled up. And it tells you what websites your clients are found on. And we can start actually targeting those sites specifically, rather than just having it go out to run of network, where it goes to all the sites that are available. We'll have access to transparency reports, which of course you've seen, and data. We've got access to geo-targeted reports. We've got access to analytics. So we really can get you information, and your clients will love it, that there's no lack of information, and you can take it to them. I mean, you can pull a transparency report. If you've got somebody who's got a lot of traffic, and let's say they're running a major advertising campaign, you can pull those transparency reports every hour or on the hour if that's what you want, to see what kind of data is coming in. We really have this transparent. You'll have access to a different private Facebook group because you'll have different questions. I mean, once we move up into more of the targeting and into the how do you do this and how do you find this, and we're now into more of an analysis, etc. We don't want to overwhelm people who are getting started. So that will be another private Facebook group. We'll be doing training once a week. We'll have a Q&A. I'm thinking I'll start it with the training, but if in fact it turns out that I need to do it more often, well, we'll be doing that as well. And in the beginning, while the group is small, I'll be offering a 30-minute personal consultation per month on this whole real-time bidding and retargeting, so that you can come and get your questions answered. And of course, as I said, you'll have access to all the level 1 training, and we'll give you help, actually one-on-one help selling a client. So if you've got a client, you've been out there and you've got some questions you're not sure of, or the client wants more information or wants to talk to somebody who's been doing it a bit longer, we'll actually get on the phone with you or do whatever's required to help you with that client. We have an opportunity for you to outsource banner creation, and we've got packages you'll see in the membership area. It kind of starts at $100 for 4 banners, and pretty quickly scales down to, I think it's $60. Anyway, you'll see. Sorry. And of course, we'll start talking about funnel optimization that's that you understand and can take that out to your clients. Now you're starting to talk, you know, selling a $500 retargeting campaign, you've seen some of the numbers. That's not a challenge at all. But we can show you lots and lots of things that will have your clients happily paying $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 for help with their campaign, particularly when we start to talk about their funnel and we start analyzing it and we start showing them where people are dripping out of their funnel. So there's a lot that we can do for your clients. And, you know, really, you can start with as little as $5 a day and run a retargeting campaign. That's a great place to start. It's a great place to start your clients off and get them to see what this can do for their business. Okay, so before I go to the third level, I'll just wait and see if there's any questions come up, Jack.
I'm working hard on it. So one of the good questions were, do we have to hire a designer to make the display ads?
No. I mean, there's an opportunity. For example, Banner Snack, you can set up banners for yourself if you happen to be kind of graphically inclined. I am not that graphically inclined, and that's not where I want to spend my time. So I'm happy to have our graphic designer do that, and that's why we made that service available. But yes, you will need, and we'll be talking about design and message because that's very important.
Yeah, and so we got your ads covered. We have packages which one of the packages is very affordable to have our designer create banners for you. So my designer, I work with her since 2009. She works daily for me, and we have her committed to also create banners for your guys. And they are looking very professional, and you will see good results with it. How much do we charge for retargeting, and how much does it cost us?
That's based on the cost of traffic, but normally you can get pretty gosh darn good traffic in retargeting for around $1 CPM.
So retargeting is actually very affordable. I think maybe I would say cheap compared to sending the traffic. So if you have a client who already has traffic on a website, retargeting is the first thing you want to add on.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you want to start for sure, is just with a retargeting campaign. And, you know, that's really inexpensive, and they can start to see, because you'll see the transparency report. I mean, you can show them 2 days after you started the campaign, okay, here's what's happening. This is how many people got to your, you know, we got on your pixels. This is how many people came back to your site. This is how many people have seen your banners. This is the impressions you've gotten. I mean, it's wonderful because really clients are just shocked at the amount of information that you'll be giving them. Pretty soon they won't be interested at all. It's way too much information. But on the other hand, it demonstrates that you are absolutely doing a wonderful job for them. This is great.
Okay, I got a lot of questions coming in now. So, do you get into how much you charge clients for this service? And so, if you go over the points in each module, we not only going into how to charge your client, but also we going into how to prospect to get new clients. So we go all in that client's problem. And Jack, the question is more for you to answer how you try this for pay per call lead generation. So this retargeting is for websites that has a certain amount of traffic or for that company, branding is very important. So it's not so suited for emergent services, but if you have an AC company, or you have a roofer company, or you have a big company who wants to work on their reputation, then that is important. So if you only get 10 clicks per day, it doesn't help that much. But if that website or that company has a certain amount of traffic, or wants to work on their branding, then this is really important. Retargeting is so cheap compared to generating the traffic. This is the first thing a company wants to have done. It's much more effective than SEO.
Oh, and I mean, on the SEO point, the fabulous thing about this is if your client is doing SEO or has an SEO provider, or you're the SEO provider, you'll look like a complete hero, because all of a sudden your conversions and your returns on that investment that they've made in SEO is going to skyrocket. They'll just think you are the best thing since sliced bread.
Okay. Please discuss how to relate it to SEO. So, a company needs to have traffic on the website, okay? If you do a lot of SEO work, you will generate that traffic, but if Google changed the algorithm, you might lose that traffic. If you would have put banners, pictures on the website, you have now that that person captured in a picture. So if you want to get that person back to your website, to a new offer, you just link the new banners to those pixels, to that audience. So it's like an email list. An email list captured in pixels. So SEO.
Yeah. Just while we're on the question of SEO, this is super complementary to SEO, because with SEO, you're running into the problem that everybody with any website ever runs into, which is people come to the website and they take no action. So you've gone through all the effort of getting people to that website. They've spent maybe a little time there. They've read a couple of your interesting articles, but they haven't actually given up their name. And so your client has nothing. And all that effort seems to be wasted. Well, now it's no longer wasted, because they become data, and you can send them back again and again and again for absolutely pennies on the dollar. Your SEO clients will be thrilled to bits that you offer this to them.
So the program actually has more or less two modules. One module is retargeting, and most of your members, most of you guys understand that. But it also has a contextual audience. A contextual audience is that you can go after a certain audience based on your specifications. So it's either if your client has already a lot of traffic and wants to optimize the ROI, wants to bring that back, that website visitor, or he needs more business, and then you go in the advanced training, and that is more the level 3. So that's contextual. So that's the advanced level.
The level 3, I'm sorry, I didn't really flesh it out well enough. We'll be going into Facebook at that point in time, because Facebook has retargeting as well. So there's another platform that we'll be adding. We'll be adding, Facebook and how it interacts with retargeting on the World Wide Web, because you can pick up, I've been doing Facebook ads all the time while we've been doing this campaign. Well, my ad led to my landing page, which has my pixel on it. So even though the traffic came originally from Facebook, I've picked it up on the pixel, and I'm retargeting it wherever they happen to go throughout the web. So it's a great way to put different pieces together. And you know, I see that we didn't quite spell out that there'll be, of course, a once-a-week training. That goes kind of without saying. Each level will have a once-a-week training. We want you guys to be able to get this, and we want to work with you so that you can take it successfully out to your clients. That's our goal. So, I mean, we're willing to do whatever it takes kind of to make sure that you can be successful with this and have clients that just absolutely love you for this.
Good. Any other questions before we end the training? Looks like we answered all the questions, Mary.
Okay, and you know, they can come past the Facebook page. We have a page up there. It's facebook.com/rainmakerclicksrtb, and you can, you know, interact with us there. We'll have these Facebook groups, and I'm pretty accessible. I've had people come in and find me on Facebook. I'm there. You can private message me. That's not a problem. And yeah, we hope to see you on the inside.
So the training will begin, I think we will do one training next week to get everybody able to set up, and then the following week we will do all the planned training for each level. So I think
yeah, well, we'll start with Monday's training, you know, which will be a level 1 training, and if people have come into level 2, I'll do a level 2 training. I think that, you know, don't jump into level 3 instantly, because you don't need to be there instantly. Get kind of comfortable with the level 1 and level 2, and then ease into the next level, because, you know, there's lots to take on here. Believe me, there's lots. So, you know, and really this is tip of the iceberg for the kind of material that I want to be able to go over with you.
So that actually brings me to a question. There's still a lot of you guys on the webinar. Who has done retargeting in any sort of? Type in a yes and a no if you have done retargeting already. You know, it might be with Facebook, might be other platforms. I see a lot of no and I see a couple of yeses. Okay, so
yeah, it's pretty new.
Who has talked about it, to implement it, to learn more about it? I see yes, no, me, yes. So you hear more. If you are an internet marketer, you hear more and more about retargeting. And if I looked at myself, I missed the training to implement it up to I met Mary. And Mary made it easy for me what I needed to do. And that is Mary's goal for your guys. She will have you hand by hand implementing each step. If you go to the outline of the training, you will see that it's no brainer that you will not end up to implement it either for your own business or to help a client with it. And we're speaking about clients which spending money online, so you will end up with good contracts. So you become very easily a guru in retargeting. And I speak more or less only about retargeting because contextual is the next level and it sounds very complicated, but once you understand retargeting, it's like the next step, and that is then level 3. And Mary will also make sure you, if you go in the specification, you will see you get personal time from Mary, personal time to succeed to implement this. Have you ever seen a training for that value, that you get personal trainer time? Those
It won't last forever, but
no,
so
I wanted to say this. Those amounts are based on that we are more or less in a beta version. Mary studied this on for more than 6 months. She has so much knowledge, but she hasn't done a training to members. She just serves clients. So she wants now to help you guys with helping, and once we reach 100 members, we're going to ask serious more money, but you are hooked in for this price. How do we show ROI to ourselves and our clients?
Yeah, we'll be going into that. There's lots of different ways. I mean, just that simple chart like you've got on this page, the amount of retargeting that you're clicking and the click-through rate. I mean, a 4% click-through rate is pretty incredible, and that was kind of like with 2 to 3 days of banner impressions. So it's pretty easy to show a pretty dramatic return on investment as the conversions start, but we'll go into that in the training.
Yeah, so there's a lot of questions coming in, and if you are on that RTB Masters page, you will see there's a lot of training involved in it, and Mary takes the time to go over each step. So it's not, we cannot train you like to be a retargeting expert tonight, but we can promise you that you become one. Okay, and Rhonda, thanks so much for your comment. Thanks so much, Mary and Jack, for this amazing opportunity. I have been waiting to learn all about this. Yes, and actually, I still learn from Mary.
Well, it's the kind of thing that, we're all still learning. I'm a real student. I think it's absolutely wonderful, and I learn new things every day because everybody's learning new things every day. That's just where we're at with this industry.
So if you ever wanted to learn more about retargeting, this is your chance. I don't think you will find a better training than this, and you also get personal time. So I'm finally able to get on the ground floor. Yes, with Mary. I will facilitate this, but Mary is really the guru. She owns the credit.
Oh, and that comment about on the ground floor, I mean, that's what's so exciting here, is that you're taking this out and you're not sounding like, oh no, one more person who's going to pester me with the mumbo jumbo of SEO. Oh no, you've got a completely different conversation.
Good. I really thank you all, you guys, for your time and for your questions you put in it. So if you haven't signed up yet, give it a serious thought. I really think retargeting is one of the things you need to know when you're an internet marketer. So we just started out.
There's a subscribe button on the.
Yeah, if you refresh that page, that image will show up. You have to refresh that page, Mary. I changed the image. And then scroll down, okay. And then you see a PayPal button, but the PayPal button is just an image which goes to a free page. but I will show, I will change that PayPal button within $27 once we reach the 100. So that is how it works, and that is no scarcity. That is because we want to help you guys. It is also on our side that we want to create all those training material, and once everything is created, we're going to put some real value to it. So I really thank you. How will we know when we are advanced enough to move up with level 2? So just start with level 1, and if you put the question, hey Mary, I need more traffic to my website, I know how retargeting works, I have it set it up, then you're ready. And if you look at the specification from level 2, you get personal time from Mary, so you don't need to be afraid that you fail. You just send a limited budget, limited spend, and Mary will help you to set it up. And we also create packages to ensure you that if you don't have the resources, we cover you. Thank you. Now the levels makes more sense. Yes. So there's a level 1 which goes to the basic training. What you need to know is internet marketing anyway, okay? That covers more the retargeting and all kind of things. Then the level 2 is more or less implementation. You get access to the software, you can set up the pixels, and you get personal time from Mary. The level 2 is, okay, Mary, I set up the retargeting, it's all working great, but my client wants more business, they want more traffic, and now we're going after looking traffic, and also Facebook things. So there's a lot of the extra stuff. So what you want to do, you want to sign up for level 1 now, and once you see some results, you have a client, you want to jump to level 2. If you already have a big client, if you know, okay, somebody is interested in getting more traffic, then you can jump to level 2.
And there will be lots of conversation in the Facebook group. You'll be pretty well aware when you're ready and when you want to jump up there.
So I think you guys, you have noticed how well speak Mary is, and I think despite from the internet connection, I think you will see it as a pleasant experience. Okay, thanks Anton. He signed up for level 1. To the level 2, yes. It's up to you guys. We will do our best to provide those training.
Yeah, don't sign up for level 2 tonight. I mean, at least get through that.
Level 1 is the basic, level 2 is the retargeting, and level 3 is the conception.
Yeah, when we go into data, we add more data to it. So, I'd suggest nobody sign up for level 2 tonight, because it's a monthly thing. Let's get through that first training next Monday, and at that point in time, you'll have a pretty good idea, am I ready yet, or do I want, and the Facebook group will be open tomorrow. So, I mean, we can start interacting in there, and you can ask me questions, and we'll do the first training on Monday just to give everybody a chance. I might do another one of these webinars with and for people, and then we can start figuring out who's ready to really jump into it.
We have several level 3 and several level 2 at the moment, so we will provide and start off with those training. So I think level 1 is limited to 100 to get for free. Then we increase the price, and level 2 and level 3 is
And of course, we're hoping that you guys and gals will help us when we move this up to the next level. You'll be part of it and part of the family, and you know, you'll help us market, and we'll make you affiliates, and we'll all have a chance to profit.
And if you have questions, where can I send an email to, Mary? Do you have support?
Mary at rainmakerclicks.com.
Okay, let me put that in.
Or come to Facebook and put your question there, and you can private message me from there, Rainmaker Clicks RTB on Facebook.
Rainmakerclicks.com, I think I have it here. I hope it is spelled correctly. Okay guys, thank you for your time, and looking forward to see you inside the membership site. When you signed up for either level 1, level 2 or level 3, you will see the link for the Facebook group, and you will see the link for the membership site. So that is how you get it in the Facebook group, and then you can ask us questions. Okay? So you want either to choose level 1, level 2 or level 3, and level 1 is there's no level 1. I think this is level 1.
Yeah, level 1 is the one that's free for the first 100, and you know, that's where I suggest everybody just start there, stay there for this week, and you know, go through the training on Monday, and interact with me in the Facebook group, and be sure that that this is all exactly how you understand it.
Okay, this is level 1. If somebody don't see level 1, then click on that link in the chat box. I think
level 1 is up on the screen, but I mean, really, essentially, it's the basics of retargeting, the basics of the platform, and it's going to be talking about how you can take it out to your clients, because that's another big part of it, is how do you languages, how do you explain it, what do you say to people, how do you help them understand it, and that we want to be there to help you with that as well.
Okay, so if you sign up for either level 1, level 2 or level 3, and go inside the membership site, you're also getting an email from GetResponse. Once you get confirm that email from GetResponse, we will send out an email later with the webinar specifics. So you want to go choose level 1, level 2 or level 3. You want to sign in the membership site, and you will get all the details either by email or inside the membership site. So yeah, you will get once you choose for level 1, level 2 or level 3, you see a link for the membership site. You need to sign in the membership site. Once you sign up in the membership site, you get automatically also an email. You have to confirm that email, that you accept getting emails from us, and then later on this week you get webinar details. Also on the level 1, level 2, level 3, you see the Facebook links which you want to join, and also can ask Mary question over there. So there's a lot of opportunities to ask us questions. You have Mary's email address, you have the membership site, and you also have the Facebook group. So can you explain more about the $3.73 million? Those are detailed questions. We all will cover that in the training. I don't want to avoid your question, but it's confusing for most members here. So we have to build up that answer. Okay, with that said, you should have had either the website link, rtbmasters, and for those who wants to join only level 1, you have the link, and click on that and save that. Are all the training in the live webinars or some video training as well? The training which we build up will be mostly live webinars, but we are working on some specific training videos, but they are not done yet, but we are working on those. Okay, thank you all for your time, and see you inside the membership site. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Mary. Have a good day.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.